Quaid Azam, Part 212. This was clearly an error, suggesting Maulana Azad as Gandhi's alternative in the dialogue. He was clearly not the interlocutor that Jinnah would or could work with. And that was Jinnah's response, sent within days on 3 March 1938 from New Delhi, saying, "I find that there is no change in your attitude and mentality when you say you would be guided by Maulana Abul Kalam Azad and Dr. Ansari is no more. If you pursue this line, you will be repeating the same tragedy as you did when you expressed your helplessness because Dr. Ansari, holding pronounced a die-hard views, did not agree. And you had to say that you were willing, but what could you do? This happened, as you know, before you went to Round Table Conference. At the Round Table Conference, the tragedy was repeated by you, and when you seemed to be willing to accept the provisionally said in terms, but you there also expressed that you were helpless as Hindus were unwilling, and you as a representative of Congress would have no objection if the Hindus and Muslims came to an agreement. We have reached a stage where no doubt should be left that you recognize the All India Muslim League as one of the authoritative and representative organizations of Muslims of India. And on the other hand, you represent the Congress and the other Hindu throughout the country. It is only on that basis that we can proceed further and devise a machinery of approach. Of course, I shall be glad to see you, although I shall be equally glad to see Pandit Jawaharlal or Mr. Bose, as you may desire. The matter, as you know, will not be clinched without reference again to you by either of them. Therefore, I will prefer to see you first." The correspondence continued, Gandhi sending a note on 8 March from Saigon, in which he sidestepped his responsibility. He wrote to Jinnah, "2 questions arising from your letter demand a reply. You ask me whether I have now seen the light. Much to my regret, I have to say no. You expect me to be able to speak on behalf of the Congress and other Hindu throughout the country. I'm afraid I cannot fulfill the test." The question of Maulana Sahib being opening the interlocutor, which Gandhi insisting that Jinnah denouncing continued inconclusively for some time, and sadly, for it was precisely time that was at premium in prevailing situation. Gandhi continued asserting with this request on the ground that as the Congress was not just a Hindu party, therefore, it had a right to depute a Muslim representative, and sure enough, Jinnah persisted unchangingly till the last. Jinnah was the sole spokesman of all Muslims in India. The impasse continued with Gandhi pursuing with his aim, writing to Jinnah on 15 April from Delhi. In any event, could Maulana Abul Kalam Azad accompany me at the interview? Please write to Verda, which place I am reaching tomorrow. To which Jinnah's reply was terse but not impolite as yet. He responded immediately on 16 April from Calcutta, "I would prefer to see you alone, Jinnah." It is remarkable what assiduous, persistent letter writers, political leaders of those days were. There was, of course, the telegram and the telephone too, but recourse was almost always had to the format of a letter, of corresponding, and all of fully in the knowledge that the Imperial Raj was snooping, opening mail, copying, reading, recording it all, and only then letting it go to the addressee. And yet the written letter remained that infinitely more civilized mode of correspondence. To the main narrative we must now return. While the correspondence between the principal players continued, several other strands were at work simultaneously.